What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working on a 2016 Dodge Charger. It's just a regular Charger, no Hellcat Charger. It's a V6, simple stuff. This Charger is a customer's car. And also I want to mention that I see some of the comments that you guys are asking if I'm bondoing the cars or whatever, like if I'm painting them. If it's for a customer, I just do just the framework, nothing else. But if it's my build, there might be an exception in the future. I might do some bondo in the cars or even paint them myself. I don't know. But as of right now, I do only framework, and especially for customers, strictly framework, nothing else. But for my builds, like you guys see, I do disassemble them, assemble them, whatever, except bondo and paint. I have to give it to somebody to do it because I don't have much experience with that. So let's get started. Let's go outside and look at the car. Alright guys, here it is. 2016 Dodge Charger. This is just the base model. Nothing fancy, but it is a customer, so I have to work on it. And here's the damage. All right, so let's see what we're looking at here. From what I see, the frame rails are a little bit shifted. There is possible buckle right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, right there. There's a little buckle right there. And from the outside, right there, there's a buckle, but that's no big deal. That looks pretty simple. And the other side, let's see here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this side doesn't have a buckle. I was wrong. There's a buckle right there on this side. Very small buckle. That's a very easy fix. Other than that, this car will be pretty easy to fix. The customer already threw the parts on. I mean, the gaps don't align perfect, of course, because the frame is off. So I will have to align the gaps. And as you guys see right here, this gap, this hood is overlapping the fender, and over there the gap is, I don't know, I guess it's a little too big. So the hood will have to be readjusted. The frame, radiator supports getting installed, the front bumper, all that good stuff. And then we can, I guess, then we'll be able to align everything. Here's the radiator support. And here's all the coolant components. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get it up on the frame machine and start working on this thing. Alright guys, the car is up on the frame. So I have reading some of your guys' comments about these air jacks right here, and some of it really makes sense, because some of you guys told me that they go on the actual frame, not over here where I was putting them. And if I put it on the actual frame, they should reach. So I'm gonna give that a shot and see if it'll still lift up the car high enough for me to take off the wheels. Alright guys, so these air jacks, they work, but I'm not satisfied with them. I still had to use a jack in the back to lift up the car because the rear one doesn't go high enough. I mean, they are old, so I'm assuming something's wrong with them. But so my final conclusion is I'm probably just not going to use them ever again, because even though I did use them today, it took a lot more time to get the car up on the clamps than with the regular jack. So I would much rather just save up a little money and buy me an air jack. So moving on to the damage. Took the wheels off. Let me show you guys a little better right here. Of course I'll try to straighten that out if that doesn't work. I do have a donor front end. I hadn't showed you guys, but he did bring me a donor front end. The inside of this rail looks good, and then this rail, like I showed you guys earlier, there was a buckle all the way back there. And from this side, here's the buckle right here. So it doesn't look too bad. Nothing this frame machine can't handle. Alright, so now I'm going to try to get my clamp in here, and I'm going to try to pull this rail out as much as possible. Alright, so for me to get to the other side of the rail, I have to cut out a little window right here so I can beat it out from this side and get it nice and straight. And then over here, of course, I'll straighten it out and I'll weld it back on. Alright, so this is what it looks like inside. As you guys see right here, and then right here, and some up here, there's a little buckle everywhere. And while I'm pulling it, I'm gonna have to bang this out. This right here, this is original. I mean, of course, around it I'll have to kind of straighten it out as much as possible, but this is original, so this is gonna be like that. Alright guys, this is what it looks like right now. Looks a lot better. Let's look at this side. Right there. There's no more buckle over there. Perfect. So now I'm probably going to move on to this side and see what exactly we need to get done here. Most likely, yeah, this rail has to go that way. Alright guys, so I went ahead and pulled both of the rails as much as possible. I am getting all the measurements from the donor front end right here. So basically I'm gonna measure from this point right here to the top of the frame rail on both sides exactly the same way, and then we'll go measure it on this car. Actually, I will just go to the center of this part right here. That's where the radiator support mounts to. As you guys see, both sides are even on the donor front end. Now let's go to the actual car and check the measurements here. All right, there it is, center. And there it is, center right there. So pretty much the front end is straight right now. Before I go ahead and do anything else, I will take another measurement from there to this part right here. That's where the radiator support mounts on, and same thing from this side to that side right there. Alright, so I had to cut out a little window on this side too, because this thing was pretty bent, so I went ahead and straightened it out as much as possible. Now it's time to go ahead and test fit the radiator support. I already swapped these over right here. They weren't on this car. I took them from the donor car, and now let's go ahead and test fit the radiator support and the crash bar. Alright, radiator support and crash bar are mocked up. This crash bar is messed up, but that's the only one I had, so I'm just test fitting this one, and then the customer will have to replace that later. But as you guys see, everything lines up really good. There it is. And this one right here. So they all line up really good. I will probably go ahead and test fit the fenders and the bumper and the headlights, make sure all the gaps are good before I start welding all this back in. All that I have to weld that back on there, and also these brackets that hold the crash bar, they weld on to this side right here. Obviously the old ones were ripped off, so I'll have to make some new holes and weld them on. I can show you guys from the donut car. So pretty much right here I'll have to do the same holes, and that brackets mounts inside, and then I can just weld them. So yeah, let's go ahead and test fit the other parts. Alright guys, bumper and the fenders are mocked up. For the most part, the gaps look pretty good. They could use a little bit more adjustment, but that can be done after I'm done welding everything. But overall, the gaps look pretty good, as you guys see right here. The bumper is not holding on anything, so it's very loose. That's why there's that little gap over there. But other than that, here's this side. Everything looks really good. Now I can go ahead and proceed to weld these little things back on. Alright guys, so I'm done welding and grinding, and here's what it looks like on this side, and here's this side. I will probably leave this like that, and the customer will have to put some body filler over it or whatever he decides to do. That's not my problem. Now I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything else. Once again, the fenders, the bumper, I'll probably install the headlights as well, and that should be it. Alright guys, everything is mounted, pretty much bolted down. The front bumper is still sagging a little bit over here, but that is no problem. Once the car is complete, they should fix that problem. Everything else, all the gaps, everything aligned really good. This car looks a lot better than the condition they brought it in, of course. So yeah, let's go ahead and start cleaning up and get this thing off the frame machine. Alright guys, finally done with the Dodge Charger. Everything came out really good. This job took me about 16 hours. It actually had a good bit of work that needed to be done to it. So that is going to be it for this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I am planning to do a giveaway very soon. Also be sure to hit that like button and share my channel with all your friends. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rebuild with Nick. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.